It's Mina SayWhat here with the one and only, the legendary Beanie Sigel.
Yes.
I'm really so happy to see you here, and it makes sense why you're here, right?
Yes.
This is a summit for the formerly incarcerated, and you're here to talk about some of the issues that need to be resolved, some of the things that need to be done when it comes to assisting people re-enter after being incarcerated. Why do you think this is important? Because I don't think this has ever happened.
For one, I think it's important because I'm coming out of the system, and I'm speaking from my experiences and people I'm directly close to. It's hard to readjust. It's not easy to readjust, and like I tell anybody, 2, 3, 4, 5 years away from anybody is out of sight, out of mind. You got, even when you're not incarcerated, if you don't see somebody on a day-to-day basis, and this is how I live my life, if I haven't seen you once, twice a month throughout the year, over the course of years, I don't really know you. I gotta re-know you. Now, we might have went to school together, but if we ain't had no contact within 5 years, I don't know you no more.
Yeah.
And you don't know me. We got to get to know each other. And so, with that being said, a lot of people that go away, they don't have that support system that help them adjust to what's going on in the streets, because life changes every 2 to 3 years. It's a whole different lifestyle out here. Every 2 to 3 years is something new. If you're paying attention. Is a certain way people do things, a certain way people dress, a certain way people talk, certain things that people might have went for before, they ain't going for it now. Stuff that people used to didn't go for is open season. Nobody's held accountable to anything, so it's just weird out here. So you need that support system to help you adjust into just getting back into everyday life, everyday routine.
So you hearing other people on the panel and, other formerly incarcerated people, what are you taking away from the conversation that's being had today?
I'm soaking up a lot of information and a lot of issues that people have, and I'm combining them with things that I already have in my mind and my experience, and see what's the best, how can I word this? I'm lining up issues, and what's the first check off? If that makes sense, for the lack of better terms. What should we check off first? What's next? And does that issue, is that cohesive with that issue? So these can go together. So this one problem you might have, and this people might have 2 separate issues from that, but they go together. So let's figure out how to get these people together and resolve those issues. So I think, I know what Marvin and Mobilized Justice has done with Just Us, by bringing all these different organizations together and all these different groups and different people and putting them in one room. And we're actually getting that right now, that think tank. If you're paying attention, this is a big think tank. And if you're paying attention, if you've been like me, you see me going on my phone, I ain't answering, I'm jotting down notes. Okay, that's what he in charge of that. They do this, okay, I know I can reach out to this person for that. And I'm taking notes and just saying anything that I can use my platform and my voice to better my people and help my people.
I know you've been doing a lot of work with Marvin, who put this summit together. Talk about your activism, because I know you guys went city to city trying to mobilize young people to vote. And I really thought it was interesting how he was utilizing Twitch and some of the new media platforms to try to engage and touch the younger generation. Talk about your part and experience and all of that.
So my part in that was, I once was that troubled youth. I once was that person that didn't think my vote counted. I didn't care about it. Care about voting. It ain't gonna affect me.
Yeah.
I'm in the hood every day.
Right.
I mean, I ain't gonna never see a president slide through Sigel Street. So I was that person. So I was that youth. And I also was that young youth, man, old head, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Now I'm onk. I'm 50. 16, 17, 18, just, when you starting to learn about when you should vote and to that age when you could vote, I wasn't trying to hear that from nobody. And I say that because I put myself in their shoes and I'm like, yo, we got to think of a way to communicate with the youth because a lot of people, them suits and ties, I'm trying to tell you, I was him. I understand them. I understand their language. So we gotta meet them where they at. And where a lot of people fall victim at and they lose the air of the youth because a lot of people talk at them. They talk to them and they don't talk with them. And I was telling Mark, we gotta talk with them. We gotta meet them where they are to be able to have that conversation with them. And that's what we did. We just, we not reinventing the wheel. We just adding spokes to it.
Right.
And that's what we did with Mobilized Justice and getting the youth out there and getting that information from the youth. And a good thing that I found that I got a lot of response from, I didn't go to them with, you should vote. I asked them, if you could make change, what would you change in the neighborhood? Forget about the president. Forget about them. Don't look at two people as to be your heroes. What directly affects you every day in your neighborhood?
Yeah. Talk to me about your journey with the criminal justice system, and because I'm sure it impacts how you address these issues and advocate for them. Tell me about kind of how it was for you.
Well, for me, I've been in the system. When I started going to the system since I was 9 years old. Incarcerated, well, 8 years old, been charged with stuff, got adjudicated. But 9 years old, I was locked up and I was in a juvenile facility.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. So I started early. And then that been the story of my life, in and out. Go to jail as a juvenile. In at 9, come out, was back in there at 11. Got out 12, 13, went back in there at 14, 15. Got out at 16, went on a run, went back to jail 17, 18. Then I was like, all right, I gotta chill. Then the longest stint I ever been home was from the age of 19 to 23. That's when I got signed to Rockefeller Records.
Wow.
Yeah.
So music saved your life, literally. Kind of. It helped.
It helped.
Right.
It helped. It helped.
So
It saved me from doing a lot of things that I used to do.
right.
Yes, it did.
So having that experience and now being here at the summit, what do you think needs to change immediately when it comes to people who are re-entering society?
An alternative for them not to have to leave the society. Prison, jail, supposed to be a place of rehabilitation. Where is the rehabilitation at?
Yeah.
Halfway out supposed to be a place of rehabilitation, a place that gets you halfway back into society after serving your time and being rehabilitated. Where is the rehabilitation at? There is none. Not when I'm still being charged for a crime that I committed 20, 30 years ago, did my time for, but I can't get a job because y'all still holding that against me.
Yeah.
I can't work here because I did this 30 years ago and I did my time, or you gave me 20 years for doing this, and then I did the 20 years, but now I'm out here and I'm doing 25 years of probation. When does it stop?
Right.
So we need an alternative before we even go to prison. Like, and not saying that everybody, like, that's not for everybody, but I think that should be for at least 60 to 70% of the people that's incarcerated because they couldn't afford the right lawyer, or didn't have that support system, or was told by a public defender, yeah, just the best thing to do is tap out or take a plea deal, or because they wasn't educated properly. So I think the best thing is to find an alternative for people before they even go to prison.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing. That's the last result, because it's a two-headed coin. Like when I got locked up, was in the federal system. They told me I had the right to face my accuser. So on my paperwork, it said Dwight Grant versus the United States. I looked around and the United States wasn't in the courtroom. So these people be playing games with you if you don't know what's going on out here.
Right.
Because you do have a right to face your accuser. I was being accused of something from the United States. It said Dwight Grant versus the United States of America. And I didn't see the United States of America in that courtroom. So, gotta educate yourself, man.
How do you identify now? Do you identify as an activist, or No. Not like that. Like, how do you see? Like, how do you introduce yourself? You know,
A man.
Just
A man.
a man. Are you a business, an entrepreneur, a business owner, an act? Like, how do you see yourself now? How do you introduce yourself?
As a man.
Right.
I'm a man before I'm anything else. Anything. I'm a man. That's first.
Yep.
With me. I don't know about everybody else. Some people use different things. Well, hello, I'm the owner of such and such.
Right.
I'm me.
I'm Beanie.
Now you would have to ask that question. What do I do, or for me to get into that? Because I don't perform no more for the audience.
The reason why I asked that is because you do have a music career. You are a legend.
Yes.
But you're talking about your activism now, and how you're trying to mobilize the youth, and you also have a business.
Yes.
So we've seen all these different layers and sides of Beanie Sigel, and we see you growing in different areas. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
But as a businessman, I'm excited for you.
Thank you. Well, I said in a rap that I said nothing like it. I said I'm like a prism displaying colors like Crayola. Now, that might have went over people's head, or thought I just was saying. So what a prism does, not prison, a prism, depending on how you turn or look at it, you'll see a different hue or different colors. So that's me. I'm like a prism displaying colors like all them different colors that I just is the activism, the business person, the man, the father. You might get Beanie Sigel, you might get Mac, you might get Beans, you might get Dwight.
Right.
Grant, it all depends. So that's just the different layers of me.
I love that.
Yeah.
So talk to me about your food truck, because it was a hot commodity. I was trying to get an interview with you.
Yes.
Because it came out of nowhere. We didn't know you were coming out with a food truck, and now...
Element of surprise is the best thing. Shock value. Where do you get a load of this? Ain't that what the Joker said?
Right.
Yeah. So the food truck actually was just me being antsy, because it's another business that me and my brother and my sisters is venturing off to, and we getting it built out right now. So just being antsy and couldn't wait, and So we like, yo, let's grab this food truck. We're gonna just do little pop-ups during the weekend or whatever. And we did one and couldn't stop. Couldn't stop.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, that's a great problem to have. But it was stressing me.
They had you, I seen this picture of you actually behind the grill, like, you
Yeah.
know, how involved are you? Like, did you put the menu together? How did that work out?
Yes, me and my sister Zaynab actually put the menu together. I made sauces. We got something called the Bully Burger. I helped her construct that. I have a sister, my other younger sister. Her name's Lorraine. We call her Fat Baby. So the Bully Burger, we got sliders, and we call them Fat Babies. So it's just this a family thing. We starting just, you know, this what we do. We do it every day. It's like out the week, somebody's at somebody's house cooking or eating.
Yeah.
Whether we going to my sister's house, whether we going to my mom's house, whether it's me and my brother. I know if he see this, he just learned how to cook a few years ago, and he think he nice in the kitchen now too. I ain't get a meal yet, but no, I'm lying. He make a hell of a turkey ziti.
A turkey ziti, I love that, healthy.
Yeah, ground turkey. He make a hell of a ziti.
You cook?
Do I?
What you cooking, beans?
That menu, that's on the truck.
You can make everything on the menu.
That's my menu.
So you can make okay.
Everything, anything.
I love that.
Anything. So that's another thing. When I went away, one of my stints, I ain't sit on my hands and I had to do my bid. So I took up culinary.
So I talked to Prodigy, rest in peace, before he passed away, and he had come out with the prison cookbook.
Yeah.
And he had, said to me, I learned how to cook, but fast, being in prison. He would make liquor and everything.
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you picked up this skill while being in there as Prodigy did. And
no, I knew how to cook before.
Okay.
Yeah,
You just took a class.
Yeah, I just wanted the certifications.
Right.
And then it kept me busy.
Yeah.
And it helped me eat better.
Right.
I ain't cook for the prisoners. I cook for the guards. So
I know that's
they
right.
ate different.
Right.
So I had to learn my bid, and that's where it was at. It was back there, not that kitchen, but the one in the back.
Right.
So I got to eat salads and all that every day, and different things.
So the food truck is posted exactly where? What's the exact location?
2400 Passyunk Avenue. Yeah, grab and roll wings and bowls.
Love it. And your favorite thing on the menu, is it the Bully Burger?
I only found one person, two people who actually bullied that burger. Let me explain to you what's on that. So, it's crazy too. And we just did it. We ain't know people was gonna be actually coming about it. Gotta be careful, because somebody in this room, they own big food in the industry. They listening. So, you get everything we got on our menu as far as meat is halal. All halal meat. So you get real, no frozen patty stuff. We construct them right there. Ground beef, you get sirloin steak, turkey bacon, Gouda cheese. I ain't gonna keep explaining this.
That's a lot of meat in there.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And that's the challenge.
Right.
That's why it's called the bully. Can you bully this burger, or this burger gonna bully you? But if you can't bully that burger, then get you some fat babies.
Yeah.
So I would say my favorite thing on there, which is it's gonna sound crazy, is every Sunday we do Soul Food Sundays. So we do a different menu on Sundays, and I must say I think my stuffed salmon. And it's weird because I don't eat seafood. I can't eat shellfish. I'm allergic to it.
Oh, wow.
But I can cook it. That's crazy, right?
Love it. What's the next step for that? Are you opening up more?
More.
So we're building a franchise?
So if it gets to that.
Yeah.
But my goal, my dream is to in Philadelphia, you know, a lot of people they go to certain bars to get certain foods because
Yeah.
certain chefs only have accessibility to the kitchen in the back of the bar. But everybody don't go to bars. And a lot of them chefs is qualified, certified, and bona fide, but they just don't have that brick and mortar spot. So my goal is for any and everybody, if they have, you know, their certifications and they can cook and their food is good, I want to help set them up with food trucks all across the city.
Wow.
Then move on to the next city. Like I'm trying to take this across the United States of America.
Love it.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I want to do.
thank you. I appreciate your time. I've been trying to stay with you for a minute, so
Yes.
I'm glad that we could finally, you know, chop it up and talk about that food truck.
Say what?
Say what?